And I just had the moment of like, I thought I had hit rock bottom in my life. And then I hit this rock bottom where there was just this massive this moment right now.
This moment in life,
this is
right
my
here.
Rock bottom.
This is the rock bottom. I'm on Rusty's podcast. Fuck.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Yo, man. Boom, it's Rusty. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Public Access Podcast, the podcast here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network, coming to you live from Pennsylvania, here along the first highway that went across the country, started in Times Square, went down to Philly, and fucking goes right across my place. So that's what's up with that. And thanks everyone for being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. You can check the show out on YouTube or Rumble, or you can go to anywhere you listen to podcasts. Check out Pop-Up Healing, popuphealing.net. Go to hypnosisisgreat.com. Guess what? I got another hypnotist on here today. And I've already recorded this, so it's a good fucking episode. And you're going to like my guest. If you don't, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter. Because I fucking do. So, you guys, it's time for me to bring on my special guest right here and right now. And my special guest right here and right now is Jessi McAnelly. Are there any funny or unexpected moments during a session that you can share?
Oh my goodness. I always love it when a client bubbles up with laughter, like they start giggling, and then I'm like trying to hold it in, but then I end up giggling too. That's probably my favorite.
What usually does it?
I'll paint a picture for them, and let's see. I had this very excitable lady. She came in. She had some low self-esteem. She was trying to lose weight, and she had just gone through a divorce, which that does a number on most people who go through them. Yeah. And she's like, I want to lose about 30 pounds and I want to start dating again. And we get into the session and I don't even remember what I said, but she's got her eyes closed. And she's like, and it was the cutest. And at the end of it, she was like, she got out of it. She just started crying. That's when all the stuff came out. And she's like, I didn't realize I could like myself like that. Right. And wow. She ended up losing the 30 pounds. First of all, she got a new boyfriend. She brought her son to me for his social anxiety issues. He did great. She brought her ex-husband to me, and she brought her new boyfriend to me. And she has been my biggest referral source ever since. So thank you.
Good person. That's a good person to have right there. And so what happens when she starts smiling and laughing? Do you kind of double down on that? You're like, ooh, okay, this might be good, or do you stick with your plan that you had before, or do you veer?
So I've learned to not use a script because
it's hard.
At first.
It's hard using a script too. When you're doing the same thing over and over.
When you're using a script, you may say something that just doesn't resonate with what they're really experiencing.
Right.
And I like to have a really in-depth conversation beforehand. If I get a client who gives me metaphors, like, oh, I just, everything feels so heavy. I feel like I've got this big mountain to climb. Guess what I'm going to use in that session?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so we have those little moments, like somebody starting to giggle, be like, yeah, you feel that feeling, that bubbling of this laughter that's coming out of you. And then it just like, I mean, you're a wrestler, yep. You're a hypnotist. So you've got to be a theater kid inside somewhere, right?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of a theater kid. I'm doing something here in a few weeks. Yeah, and so
what are you going to be doing?
Going out to Oregon to do it's like, I don't know, I guess it's a play. It's a play. It's like a whole experience, I guess. So I don't know. I'll have to send you the thing. It's hard to explain, but there's been this show of some sorts the last 13 years, and it might have been more, but that's when I came along, was 13 years ago. And I've done a number of them. The last 5 years I've only like sent video, but before that, I think maybe 1 year I didn't do it, but I think every other year I was part of this. I don't know. It's sort of a cabaret.
It's an event.
It's an event. It's an experience. The whole thing. But I'm going out there to do that and to do some stuff with that. And it's like a long told story, which is another fun thing for hypnosis, is to go with the long stories, and they're fun. Do you have a certain hypnosis that you like doing the most with people, or one that you don't like doing?
I don't like helping people. How do I say this?
I'm just going to clip that. And that's just going to be the start of the episode. I don't like helping people, and then we'll just we'll go from there.
Well, I think no matter what somebody comes to a hypnotist for, it kind of boils down to two things. They want to make a change. They don't feel confident they can do it on their own. They're doubting themselves. They don't believe they have the capability. So I think at its simplest, if we want to just like strip all the fanfare, the magic of it away, hypnotists help people believe in themselves to be able to make a change, whatever that change is. So I don't really like I'm trying to capture my words on this. I really don't like being rigid or following specific protocols. I really like the creative, improvisational aspect of it. Like I said, somebody comes in with metaphors. You're writing the story for me. This is going to be so fun and easy for me.
Absolutely.
It's really hard when somebody comes in and they're expecting it to not be a kind of co-creative experience. Like, all right, I'm just going to sit here and you're going to do some woo-woo magic on me. The more like, I don't know, this is kind of a tangent, but if you're going to see a hypnotist, they want to help you. So tell them anything and everything you can about it, right?
The more you can tell, the better it's going to be for you.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean you have to go into, your capital T trauma, but whatever you're experiencing in the present moment, that's what that person can help you with. So I would say I really don't like, it's so weird because this is what hypnotists are most known for. I don't like helping people quit smoking.
That's a high five right here. I fucking hate it. I hate that shit. I fucking, and especially, I mean, I don't know. I'll pass it off to anyone. Like one of the
people who are great at helping people quit smoking. Yep. I just don't enjoy it.
Yep. I don't either. And it's like, I'll do it. I don't know. Cause I started doing it when I started hypnotizing people, and I was like, oh, okay. But then there were two people that stopped or started vaping instead. And so I had to like change the whole thing. But and then I got fucking sick of it. And then I like when someone calls and says, because my thing is still in Gresham, Oregon, like by Portland, I still get calls from there like for, oh, you a hypnotist around here? And I'm like, nope, not anymore. But and then, you know, it's I want to stop smoking. I'm like, okay, well, do you want to stop smoking or does someone else want you to stop smoking? Do you really
Yeah.
want to stop
Yeah.
smoking? I don't care. Like if you don't want to stop smoking, don't do this. Don't do it. Don't feel bad about smoking either. If someone but yeah, if someone's telling you to do it, I'm not going to be your help. Like go
If it's the doctor or your wife
yeah,
nagging you to stop, it's nobody can help you unless that's what you really want,
right.
you know?
Yeah, and I'm totally fine telling people that. And yeah, I mean, some of the other ones, like I feel like there's usually something that's a lot deeper that needs to get done. Like, and with a lot of them, with a lot of the uh, health or self-esteem of them, there's usually something that's they come in for one thing, but then it's you get talking, there's something way back, and you got to work on that one first, and they coming in not knowing that, oh, I need to work on this, and then when they're ready can work on what's the problem at hand, but the problem can't be fixed without addressing that core problem.
Yeah. See, I love helping people with self-esteem issues. I
It's
love it.
pretty great. And
I love it.
so were you a theater kid?
No, not really.
No,
I was
not really. What?
I did grow up as a violinist though, so I guess I've got a bit of the
Ooh,
diva in me.
okay.
Yeah, I've been on, you know, I take that back. I did I did church musicals.
Cool.
So,
Okay. Hell yeah. What
I
did
starred
you
in a
get to
church
do?
musical. What's
You
up?
started one.
I starred in
Oh,
one
you starred in
when I
one.
was a kid.
What was it? What was the musical?
I don't fucking remember.
Okay, cool.
I
That
just
works.
remember I played a music teacher. And the only thing I really remember from it was there was this note that I kept rehearsing. And it was this high note that every time I did it, I would fuck it up every time I hit it. And so I psyched myself out. If only I knew a hypnotist back then.
Right.
Because I got on stage. I got on stage and I was like, and I did not hit the note. And then I just went on stage. And I have learned since then that if you mess a note up, you meant to make you just play with it. You work with it.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to know? The only person that's going to know is you and maybe the other people in the back. And then that's something else that, like with hypnosis, how, like reading a script. I mean, the good thing about hypnosis, if you're reading a script, like if I start reading or talking really fast, I'll stumble over my words. But hypnosis is nice because I'm talking in a very slow voice and I can do it. But even then, I still fuck up. Or like a lot of the people that wrote hypnosis scripts are fucking stupid. And there's so many misspellings and stuff in it and weird grammatic. Like, why is this still being passed down? Like, can someone just fix that? Which I don't know why I'm not doing that right now. But
we could throw it in AI and AI can fix it for us.
Have you gone down that route?
Oh, 100%.
How fucking cool is it?
It's amazing. So
I love it.
I had the craziest year of my life.
Ooh,
we can get into that.
I'm happy you said this. Okay, good. Yeah, let's get into
2024 was absolutely bonkers.
We're still here.
I did discover, I've got a hair, sorry. I did discover that AI is an incredible tool. It's a great therapist. It's a great personal assistant. It's helped me organize all my projects, and it's given me so many hypnosis tools that I can use with my clients based on the stuff that I did with myself. So for instance, one night I was like, hey, ChatGPT, I really want your help. Which, by the way, the best way to use ChatGPT is to hit the microphone button and just stream of consciousness talk to it. It like it's a person. This is how I've gotten the best results out of it. And I said, hey, I would like you to kind of take me on a hypnotic experience step by step, but I really like to use visual metaphors and things like that. Here's this issue I'm going through where I'm relearning how to set boundaries with people. And based on the conversation I had with it, have you ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, the show?
I have not, no.
Well,
But I'm familiar with it, so I can get that.
Maybe some of our listeners will be familiar with the character Toph. She's this blind earthbender who's kind of hot-headed. And in this experience I was having ChatGPT take me through, I ended up like visualizing this Toph-like character who is a builder in my mental town, right? That was surrounded by a moat. And she was really, really grumpy. She was like, like had her arms folded, really mad. And I was like, hey, buddy, do you want to help me build a bridge? And so this whole experience, right? This is what AI took me on. This whole experience was, we built this, I had her build this majestic bridge, and there were 3 checkpoints. And at each of the checkpoints where people were crossing this bridge in my imagination.
Oh, yeah.
You ever been to a rave?
I've been to a rave-ish thing. I don't know if I'd consider it a rave, but I've been to things that resemble a rave closely, if not a rave.
So you might have security dudes, but they're kind of like vibe checking you rather than being dicks about it. They're like, are you cool? You're cool. You can come in. You're cool. So at these checkpoints on my mental bridge, there are these like rave security guards checking people who are coming in like, hey buddy, why are you such a grump right now? You should come in and have fun. And it was this whole experience where I mentally had this part of myself, this Toph-like character, build this bridge, and I was cracking up at the end of it. So if you want to make a change in your life, I think the answer is really, how can you have fun with it rather than how can I force myself to do it, right?
Right.
And the more I lean into that, incorporating fun tools like AI, the easier and easier it becomes to just do whatever I want, right?
Yeah. I've had some crazy questions. It's I've seen on TikTok that they have me ask ChatGPT, which is like, if you take all the stuff you've learned about me, and what was it? Like, you could tell me one thing about me that I would have overlooked. That's something that I need to know about myself. And get into some of that deep shit. And those were some fun ones. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is perfect. Or what job should I be doing? But I forgot how it was said in a certain way that like something I had overlooked, or what should I be, focusing my mind, or all that mind and energy and all that into it. And it was cool. I don't have it in front of me right now, so I can't give the answers, but I could give you the prompts. But do you ever see those on the TikToks?
I do.
Have you ever gone down those rabbit holes?
Oh, absolutely. TikTok it's the ultimate rabbit hole.
It is. It's fucking great. I like going back with the AI, like it knows, it puts me in the right place. It's like, hey, do you need a good podcast guest who's gonna be a hypnotist? And like, okay, yes, I need that. Do you need to work on yourself and get better today? Yeah, I do need that. Thank you. Like, let's go down this thing. And
as they say on TikTok, I built this FYP brick by brick.
Right. And it's been like 4 or 5 years, and it's just it's gotten to know
It
me.
knows you.
Okay, it knows me, and the AI knows me, and like I'm okay with that. It can be frightening for a lot of people, but I think that it can be used like what you were saying. Just it can be used in such a good way to be able to do stuff like we have our background and base in hypnosis, and like we know it decently, but if all of a sudden you can go and supercharge that and be able to help someone out in like uh 50 million x times better than what you may be able to do now, like why not do that? And then I mean,
100%.
yeah, with the notes that we take, either mental or be able to dump it into their with the voice, and just go for it. Like I don't know, like it's been able to do a lot with me that I'm still kind of surprised at, and like yeah, I mean
It's a trip.
yeah,
It
yeah,
trips me out. I use it literally every day, all day, every day for various things. Like
me too.
I've used it for tarot reading. I've used it
For yourself or for other people?
for me. Yeah.
How'd that go?
It's great if you're using it as a sort of self-reflective tool, like any sort of divination,
Right.
The Rorschach aspect of it, the self-reflective aspect of it. I have used it to, all right, so let me talk about earlier this year. So my aunt died. And then not very long after that, my little brother died.
Whoa.
And I went down this, let me get all very serious. I went down this, like, who am I? What am I doing? Like, how have I been spending my time? And I ended up ending a longer term relationship and just sitting with myself. And I have to say, AI was absolutely weirdly essential for me at that like particular time in my life where, when I was thinking about things at 2 a.m, I had someone, the collective consciousness to talk to about it. And after that breakup, I said, I want to lose this amount of weight by this amount of time. What are my calorie needs? Like, help me. I about a year ago, I went vegetarian. So I had it like help me come up with a basic, repeatable, flexible meal plan.
Yeah, that's a fun, big fucking help.
Yeah. And this is a tool that's available to literally everyone. We've never had, like, this is like the biggest revolution in technology since the internet itself.
Right. And if you're passing it by, like you're missing out on tons. Like you can make so many things so much better, so much easier. I mean, yeah, especially if you're helping yourself or helping someone else. Like it's stupid not to use it.
It's the ideas. It's like you can brainstorm with yourself, almost like get real-time feedback on an idea you might have, or come up with a business plan, or hey, I need some ideas to write an email. Is what it spits out going to be great and like copy paste ready? Probably not. It's not going to have your take on it, your personality.
It might though. If you get good enough at fucking, you tell it to write in your style and your tone and your voice.
True.
It's getting there.
I would say, yeah, we're like right on the beginning of this incredible tool, right?
Yeah.
And I jumped right in and I was like, what? I could do what now? This is crazy. Yeah. And let's see. I've used it to lose weight. to, I don't know, this summer was crazy. And I just had the moment of like, I thought I had hit rock bottom in my life. And then I hit this rock bottom where there was just this massive, this moment right now.
This moment in life.
This is
right
my
here.
rock bottom.
This is the rock bottom. I'm on Rusty's podcast. Fuck. Like, all right. Nothing's
Oh yeah. See, there goes my light.
Yeah. This is the end.
This is the end.
Yes.
It can only go up from here.
Right. Once you shit your pants on stage, you can't really
is there a story there?
No, I told this once on a talk show and they didn't put it on there. But I think I go by that. I feel like that's a fair thing. Like I say it a lot with doing, any performance of any sort, like, because I don't know, because it's okay to look like a fucking dickhead, and if you've hit that rock bottom, like anything above that is fine. Like there's no like real hard thing to do. Like in wrestling, I did some fucking crazy weird shit, like, but that was fine because I was like, I'm going for it. Comedy, same thing, like whatever, and it was okay. I'm like, it can't be worse than this, and it's not, and it's fucking freeing as shit, and you can open yourself up and like, and I think that's when I've kind of gotten most creative too. Like I got into like, and yeah, with wrestling, like I was fucking pissed off at it, and I came up with this thing, and just sort of like it caught on. It was like the most true thing that I had done, which was just like shitting on all these shitty promoters, and but it was real. It was
lean into it.
Yeah, leaning into it is something that like I'm all for now. Like you have to lean into things. You can't just go halfway, because that's when people are going to be like, I'm not buying it. I'm not fucking this. Something seems fucking a little pushed, a little forced. It
exactly.
doesn't seem authentic.
That's something I've been working on in like my TikTok content. How do I take all of this and share it in a way that is like authentic?
Right.
And the truth is,
yeah,
my work a day job, and my boss is a big fish in the small pond of the hypnosis world. And he said, so we had like this summit over the past few days about confidence as a hypnotist. And he said one thing that kind of just kept playing in my mind, and it was like an answer I needed, right? And what it was he said, I just decided to be myself no matter the situation. Like, here I am, here I am, motherfuckers, deal with it or don't. And I think this is the secret, right? Like I've been creating content on TikTok for, I guess, about a year now, right? And I still hadn't like unlocked myself on camera, right? Until yesterday, I think. Yeah. So even as a hypnotist, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still like exploring different parts of myself. But it was that one thing that my boss said that was just like, it kept replaying in my head, and I had this like big epiphany about it. I had to text him at 10 p.m. I'm like, oh my God, you said this thing and it just changed me. Are you a hypnotist or something? And he was like, yeah, those guys are fucking freaks. I'm like, I know, they are, right?
Have to be. There's no way around it.
And I realized like, and I've kind of known that this was a thing throughout my life, and this is probably something most people can relate to. you're a different person with your boss, with the doctor, with a person that you have a really big crush on, your parents, your siblings. Like, where are you most yourself? Fucking lean into it. Lean into it. That's where the magic really is. And it's last night, I decided to take myself on a date. I planned it out. Are you a fan of Daft Punk?
Yeah, fucking Daft Punk. Yeah, I'm a fan of Daft Punk.
Hell yeah. So they had
Yeah.
this like anime movie they made 20 years ago, and to the album Discovery, and they AI remastered it, and there were some people hating on it. And I was like, no, you know why? Because I went into it expecting to have an amazing time. I walked into a theater full of millennials. I was like, I am with my people right now.
Yeah.
I bought myself popcorn. I bought myself
Yeah.
pretzel bites, and I got myself a soda, and I sat down and I enjoyed every fucking millisecond of it because it was for me. And one of the biggest realizations I've had as a former people pleaser slash worrying about everything I did, how it might affect everyone around me, to just start doing things that are just for me. Like this little magical experience of going and seeing Interstellar 5555 that I've had this relationship with over the past 15 years, right? Like that's the first time I saw it. I was like high on ecstasy, having like at a party, having fun, but there was like some shame and guilt attached to it. And to go to this experience yesterday, 100% sober and having actually way more fun than I had back then. And really just like, you know, having a fellow moviegoer millennial triple take me, and just having these like cute little moments that were all just mine. It's all just for me. And it hasn't been until I lost my aunt and lost my brother and really started asking myself those questions. Who am I? What am I doing? And the answer is I'm always who I've ever been. It's just that I've been kind of hiding it from everyone else. So here I am, Rusty. You're getting you're getting the best of me.
And see, and that's the good part, because you know what? Not everybody's gonna like you. And as someone,
that's the great part.
Yeah, as someone who I know there's a lot of people that don't like me, but you know what? The people that do like me, they get me, and
they
get
love
me,
you,
and they love me, and they have me on a different level. They don't get this sort of half-ass thing that I've had to do, where everyone could tell it was kind of bullshit. And now it's just like, I don't fucking care. Like I'm doing this. This is what I do. I'm fucking, I don't know. I'm in my 40s. I do fucking anything I want at any time, and I'm fine with it. Like
hallelujah.
Yeah, and that's a moment that is crazy to get to. And yeah, just not, I mean, I guess, yeah, you have to shit your pants to fucking get up to that next little part, but
you gotta shit your pants.
You gotta shit your pants. And it's, yeah, I mean, like, what's gonna happen? What else can go? And like, it's okay that people don't like you. And that was a hard
Thank
thing.
God some people don't, because you don't want them anyway.
Right. Yeah. And there's I feel like there's a lot of people that I've kind of lost touch with, and then I'll see them somewhere, and then it's, nope, I guess not. I guess I don't need to do anything else. Like, if that's done, and I hope good things for them. It's whatever. See ya. I'm doing my own thing, and like, I probably, this me right here, like, isn't probably something that you would be down with. So like,
right,
it's not meant to be anyway. Like, go find someone else. There's a lot of other people. And yeah, it's okay to say I don't like you, which is awesome, actually.
what is the shit that lights you up, right? Like,
Right.
What is that nerdy shit that you really love that you're like kind of a little embarrassed about? Lean into it. Lean
Yeah.
into it. Whether that's writing love poems or going
Ooh.
to a Daft Punk like movie, or uh earlier this year, a few months ago, I was like, I'm gonna take myself rock climbing.
Cool. Like
And it was awesome.
at a rock or
At a rock climbing
indoor?
gym.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was really fun.
Yeah. Had you done that before?
I had like 10 years ago and I liked it. And so I told myself over the last 10 years, we should really go back rock climbing. Instead, I gained 60 pounds and I kept getting in relationships
With
where people didn't like me, but I felt like I had something to prove. So I kept going after it.
ooh. Okay. That's a hell of a realization right there.
I mean, that's a recent realization. Like, oh, wait, I kept chasing after people who didn't really like me. They wanted to dim my light. Well, it wasn't conscious, right? None of it's conscious. Like once it becomes conscious, you can't unsee it. And then poof, it kind of disappears. That's what we hypnotists help you with.
Which is best. And you can do it in fucking an hour, which is some of the coolest, like just being able to do that in an hour and a half.
You
all
can
that-
create change through repetition and discipline and all of that. And that there is value in that. Don't get me wrong. Or you can have a very profound experience that opens up your awareness of what's really happening, like seeing the truth of what it is. And then once you feel and see the truth, one, it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. And two, you kind of can't unsee it. So
Right.
change becomes really natural, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
And,
you go see a Daft Punk show, and you just, that's your experience. I mean,
I enjoyed every millisecond of it. There's this guy on TikTok hating on it. He's like a Daft Punk fanboy. Yeah, fuck him. I actually may stitch him later today because that experience for me was sort of earmarking this entire journey I've been on this year of rediscovering who I am. Rather uncovering or letting, not hiding it anymore for anyone else, right?
Yeah.
And I went to that last night and it earmarked it. That was like, oh my God, I came home. I was like belting out music on my way home. I took myself, I was by myself.
Yeah.
I'd never been to the movies by myself before.
No shit.
And yeah, never.
Okay.
I had always done things for the sake of other people when I was younger, like wanting approval or validation, or, wanting someone to like me. I need to make everybody happy. And yesterday I had bought the ticket a couple weeks ago and I was like, this is what I'm doing tonight. Phone's going off. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to be there in that moment and really fully enjoy every second of it. And I felt magnetic, like everywhere I went, because I had made that decision. People were noticing me. People were seeing me. If you want to be seen in the context of other people, like say you've been in relationships where you didn't feel seen or heard or noticed or paid attention to, the trick is actually getting to that part of you that feels like it doesn't want to be seen. And stop hiding that.
Embrace that shit.
Embrace that shit. Because, I went out last night and it was weird because, like I said, I went through a breakup earlier this year and started losing weight. And it's not even about the weight loss. It's the internal shifts that I had, really getting real with myself on the kinds of relationships, people I was attracted to in the past.
Or that
and
you were attracting.
And was attracting, right? Where there's this sort of push-pull dynamic, right? Where neither people, like both people want to be seen, want to be validated, all of that, but then they're like, it's kind of like magnets dancing around each other, but never actually snapping together,
Yeah. I can't.
There's that feeling,
Kind of, yeah. Push it together.
glue, like you got You got the North Pole and the south, what is it?
The North Pole and the North Pole?
The positive pole facing the positive pole, and it wants to repel it, and the negative pole, it's just like, and then you're never quite touching, right? And like, I think that's like most people kind of experience this at some point in their lives where they go through this like big heartbreak. And both people are kind of dancing around the issue rather than recognizing maybe we don't actually really like each other all that much because we're both hiding ourselves, right?
Yeah. And that's like, oh shit. And then you're just sitting there and okay.
I wish they saw me, and you're not letting yourself be seen. I wish I could really connect with this person. You're not allowing yourself to connect with the people who are already out there in the world trying to connect with you.
Yeah.
So last night I felt magnetic. I dressed cute for me. It was all for me. The whole thing was for me, no one else. I wasn't going out to like take someone home at all. I just went out for me, and I decided this is just for Jessi. This is
what Jessi's doing tonight. This is fucking peak Jessi right here.
Peak Jessi.
Peak Jessi.
And I was noticed. And I was like, oh, this is the secret. Yeah. This is the secret.
Yeah, I mean that's what's gonna come to you, because like when you're at that spot, other people are gonna be like, whoa, like she's fucking
there she goes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's bringing me back to Grosse Point Blank, which is a Detroit movie, I believe.
I haven't seen it.
It's okay. Yeah, it's I think it's late 90s. John Cusack, Dan Aykroyd.
How have I not seen this?
Yeah, like John Cusack is some old like contract killer, and he comes back to his high school reunion, and Minnie Driver's like his old fling from high school. He disappeared. And then Dan Aykroyd's trying to find him to kill him, and but yeah, it's got a really good soundtrack. But that's one of the.
This sounds absolutely insane, and I am so surprised I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of movies, but that's one I've seen. But so are you always from over there? Have you lived anywhere elsewhere? Are you?
I've done a lot of seeking, but I have been here for mostly on off 8 years. So
what is seeking? What are you seeking?
I think I was more running.
Okay.
And seeking. Yeah. So I grew up in Texas.
Okay.
We all got crazy. Some of us got crazy families, right?
Hey, no. We all got crazy families. If people say they don't, they don't know yet. Let someone else look at that from the outside perspective, and then they'll tell you. They'll figure it out. So
I dibble dabbled in different places until I somehow wound up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is it's a town of like, I'm going to say like 35,000 people, except the population doubles when school's in session because it's a college town.
Oh, okay.
And don't fact check me on that. I'm just like, I'm pulling out numbers that I think I remember, but
I'll go with it. It's what's reality right now.
The crowning feature of our town, though, Dusty, is I called you Dusty. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Rusty.
I was just about to go click to turn it off. Like,
bye.
Great interview, Dusty.
Hold on. Let me redo all of that.
Okay.
Dusty Ryman.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I don't know why I've never heard that one. All right.
Oh,
okay.
The crowning jewel of our town. Let me get serious here for a minute. The crowning jewel of our town is our water tower, built in like, I don't know, 100 years ago.
Hell yeah. What's on the water tower? Is there
it's more
the world's greatest water tower, or what?
It's more what it is, the water tower. We call it the brick dick.
Cool. So it's shaped like a bunch of bricks.
It's very phallic.
Cool. So, I mean, like, why wouldn't you have that in a town, especially if it's a town that's like something over 100 years old? Like, let's just put the brick dick up here. Yeah, a nice erect brick dick. Here we are. Welcome. Is it like what by the welcome sign, or is it like a town hall? Cool.
It's right where, like, the main road in town. Well, one of two main roads in town where the road kind of splits.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Crotch of the town. I don't know.
Yeah, why wouldn't you put it there? Why wouldn't you put it there? That's some fucking planning. That's some shit. What are they called? The Masons. That's like some Mason.
It
shit.
might have been. Now I have to know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some history on it. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
But Ypsilanti, Michigan. Yeah.
Ypsilanti, Michigan, home of the brick dick.
Home of the very famous brick dick.
The very famous brick dick. Oh, that's cool. So was that what attracted you to the town? Or you're like,
the giant boner in the middle of the town is what drew me in.
Yeah, usually does.
I was in Waterford, Michigan. I had needed a place to go. I needed rescuing a lot when I was younger. Okay. I ended up in Waterford, Michigan, where a few of my World of Warcraft homies lived together in an apartment. So I wound up in Michigan like that.
Where is that?
Waterford.
Was that a
never know?
Like,
okay, so here's Detroit. I'm not Michigan native. Forgive me. Here's Detroit. Ypsilanti's like 30 minutes west of there, and Waterford is like northeast of there, like maybe an hour, 45 minutes an hour.
Cool. Okay.
And I met a boy on OkCupid back when OkCupid was way more popular, and came to visit, and I got snowed in. This is when we had the polar vortex, like 10 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
And
you got snowed in with someone you only first met in person. And so that can either go one of two ways. I would say three, but I'm going to say one of two ways. And I'll take a guess of which way it went, but I'll let you tell that one.
I can't believe I'm going here right now. So I got snowed in. We had the polar vortex. Like, I mean, it was like we got dumped snow. The roads were terrible. And I didn't have a car. Like I said, I needed rescuing back then. And nobody wanted to come get me to bring me back to Waterford. I was like, can I stay here? And he was like, fuck it. And I got a job. That's how I ended up in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And then I was drawn in by, there's a beautiful snowfall, and I grew up in Texas. So I never had experienced real snow, really. Like, my family's from Southern Illinois, so I had seen maybe a couple inches, 3-4 inches at most.
Nothing like the brick dick.
I don't know how many inches that brick dick is, but so we had this like beautiful hushed snowfall, and I went for a walk, and there's this river that runs through Ypsilanti, and everything was so quiet. Nobody was driving. There were no people outside. And I had this like experience. I did not have enough layers on. I did not understand thermodynamics back then. And, and so I'm cold, but I'm walking, and it's like peace, just this hushed peacefulness about it. And I just watched the snow fall on the river. I was like, damn, this place is gorgeous. And it kind of charmed me. It like lured me in. And then I ended up staying, and have had many adventures, bohemian musician lifestyle, many experiences, many. I won't get into all those. We won't go there. But there, I'm still here for some reason.
Well, to be here.
I've just somehow wound up here, and I don't hate it. Although I do complain about winter in the summer, and I complain about winter in the winter. So I don't know how it is and where you are.
I lived in Minnesota for a couple of years. I lived in
That's worse.
yeah, I lived in Bloomington, which is where the mall and the airport is, the Mall of America.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
yeah, it's a mall, but it's bigger. That's what the Mall of America is. It's like,
I know of it. I've never
yeah,
been
okay,
to Minnesota.
yeah. And then I lived in Austin, Minnesota, which is where Hormel's from, where they make Spam.
Okay. And
And
chili?
in Chile, and I lived. There was like a
Meat
little
products?
pond, yes, and on the other side of this little pond was the slaughterhouse. So, uh, and I never ate Spam before, and so in this town they have like a Spam museum, and they have a whole bunch of restaurants that use Spam on in their meals, and
They
so
have to.
yeah, I tried Spam the first time, and I had a few fried pieces, like sort of like a fried bologna hot
Yeah.
dog kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I think I was 3 pieces, and I got through one and a half, and all of a sudden I smelled the slaughterhouse, and I was like, I'm never gonna have Spam again in my life. Like that was it. I was like, oh, I'm good. But it was a cool town. I really liked Iowa. Iowa was fucking cool as shit, and I never would have thought I would have said that. Nebraska has a slogan. So they had this. I don't know if you get those up there, but they had these commercials. Also, the Midwest has the best jingle commercials of local commercial businesses,
Yeah.
and they had it would be these people that were floating down in like one of those, I don't know what they are. I think they're big, like things that I feel like they put water in them for horses. They're like a big trough kind of thing, and people float down the river in these. And then the
In
slogan,
troughs.
I don't know, it's a trough, but like it's like a bigger kiddie pool, like in a steel,
Oh, okay. Oh,
and
oh,
people,
okay.
yeah, people float down the river in them, and then they have the slogan that says Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone, and that's what that's what they would have to like bring, like the brought to you by the Tourism Board of Nebraska, and I'm like, okay, all
This
right,
kind of fits
Nebraska,
with the theme we've been talking about this whole time.
yeah, I think it does, and
Be like
that's
Nebraska.
yeah, you don't need to be for everyone, and that's fine. It's totally fine, and so. Um, so I don't know. I don't want to do this because I don't like this question. How did you
I'm
become a
nervous.
hypnotist? Because you probably answered it in a
Oh,
lot of different things. And it's probably, and I didn't want to know that ahead of time, but I do like asking hypnotists this question.
how did I get into hypnosis? Well, I was a weird teenager who
Cool. I
spent a
wasn't.
lot. I think we all were weird teenagers, right? My hobbies included trying to astral project and
As
lucid
a
dream.
teenager,
Yeah.
how where did that fucking come from? Like
I
what
don't
what
know,
did
man. I was
that
homeschooled.
okay.
I was
All right.
well, for most of high school anyway.
Okay.
So, you get bored, you get creative.
Yeah, I
Um,
get bored. I'm going to try to astral project and lucid dream. That's what I do when I get bored. That's cool as shit. So you get bored and you're like, oh, I'm just going to go and try to place myself somewhere else instead of sitting on a couch fucking drinking a soda watching the A-Team or some shit. So, okay, so you were doing that, and then what happened?
well, when I moved to Ypsilanti, when I got snowed in here, I started doing like TaskRabbit and like these like
Ooh,
little
side
I don't
jobs.
know, like Upwork back when it was Odesk, like doing little tasks, like virtual assistant tasks basically for
Oh, like you
people.
weren't going to people's houses and like painting their yard, or not painting their yard, painting their fucking fence or something, or helping someone.
No, it was mostly like online stuff.
Cool.
Which was my, I guess, like first step into, long story short, I started doing transcription. So
Okay.
But I realized really quickly that I liked working for journalists and I liked working for coaches. So I worked for, hey Nate, we're still friends. This personal trainer who like had his own app, and he's great. He's still doing it. He's a lovely human. And I realized I enjoyed working with these kinds of people. They knew what they wanted. They were very specific about what they wanted out of me. They were easy to talk to. Where my worst clients were people who didn't have vision, they didn't have clarity, they didn't have like it was just do this for me. Like I wasn't valued, you know?
Oh.
So transcription is I basically listen to people talk and I type it out, right?
Okay.
AI does all that now. I saw the writing on the wall, which is why I got into hypnosis. But I started working for a hypnotist. And as I was sitting there with my headphones on, like, you know, hoodie goblin, sitting there with my coffee in a coffee shop and just typing away, I realized like my mindset was starting to change just by virtue of listening and typing and listening and typing. It was like I started to change, and it wasn't personal to me, right? Like I hadn't seen a hypnotist at that point. But working for him gradually changed my life. He worked with his name is Elliot Rowe, and he worked with UFC fighters and
Cool.
top poker professionals. And I was like,
Cool.
what? I got into poker. I got into like mindset stuff. I decided to work only with like coaches. I had this one woo-woo lady who was really lovely and wonderful. We don't see the world quite the same way, but she was like awesome to work with, right? And I realized more and more, I kind of want to do that. I wanted to like do my own version of that. And that's been I got certified in hypnosis back during the pandemic. I'm like, well, fuck it.
Good use of the pandemic.
I lost 2 big clients. And then I was like, you know, I kind of want to do this instead. And I worked an odd job, like at a local brewery, and studied hypnosis.
You will sleep better than you have ever slept. You've never been this relaxed. Are you ready to change your life? I'm Rusty Diamond, certified hypnotist. You don't need to leave your house. You can stay in your bed. You can stay in your favorite chair. You just need a computer or your phone. You can get a hold of me. Stay at home. I'll make your life better.
Hypnosisisgreat.com.
It's been all a part of, I really learned hypnosis for me. And now I'm sharing it with other people.
Yeah, and people need it shared with, and especially, but the people will come to you that are going to come to you and like, because you can go the whole route like we were talking about with the smoking. There's fucking a shit ton of people that smoke cigarettes, but fuck it, like I don't want to sit and work with that. Like I like working with people. I love doing past life regression,
Ooh.
which is one of my favorites. That's up there.
I would not have guessed that out of our hour-long conversation here today. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I love doing that one. And I'll use that too with people. I say this a lot with people who have writer's block, because you're going to see something. Something's going to pop up for you. You're going to get some insight into something. So, or else, like helping people get to, fucking better themselves in one way or another. So I know we were at an hour, so let's get you the fuck out of here. So
that was so fun.
I agree. I'll probably have you back on at some point, or maybe I'll talk to you again.
Please.
So
No, that was great.
Happen. And we can maybe do some work together and see what we can get going. How are people going to get a hold of you? How do they find you in the world? If if they don't go to the brick dick and take a left and find you in real life, how are they going to find you somewhere?
Well, I do all of my sessions online these days. I had an office, but it would, you never know what you're going to get when somebody's calling you locally. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to share what it is, my philosophy on the world and life and like bring who I am into the world and naturally attract the people who feel like they really resonate with me.
Yeah.
So the one place I'm going to send anyone is my website, moonhypnosis.com. That's moon, like full moon, moon hypnosis. That's where you can find my socials and my inner magic book. And
What is
that is my collection of hypnotic tools to help you stop doubting yourself. And, one little philosophical thought here right before then. I had a realization one day that personal development is not about changing who you are, but it's more like going into a dark room as a photographer and developing that image just right so that it captures the essence of whatever it is you took the photo of. So self-development isn't about making yourself better. It's really just kind of uncovering who you are underneath all the shit that life has put on you. So if you want some help doing that, hire a hypnotist.
I love it. That's fucking great. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll be in touch. I'll have my people call your people, and we'll do something else here.
All right, Dusty Raymond. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Perfect. You win. Okay. I'm good with that. So cool. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks. That was so fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, me too.
Bye.
Bye. Oh no, I fucked up. Oh, I didn't fuck up. Man, at least I'm still recording. So that's good. So thank you everybody for being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. And you can check me out, rustydiamond.net, or you can check out my fucking crew. We got a crew. It's called Pop-Up Healing. It's me, Sean, Brittany, and Lauren. And you know what? I'm a hypnotist. Sean is a shaman. Brittany and Lauren are like fucking 65 things each. We've done one retreat. We're probably going to do another one here soon. So you got 4 people to work with. That's fucking quantified, multiplied, fucking healing. So get on that. Or you can go to if you're in Philly, you can go do a float in Westchester, PA, or Princeton, New Jersey. You can go to East Coast Float Spa, get the Rusty Diamond float at a fucking float tank, but do it first, all dark, all silent. And then you can do one of those with me. So you can check the show out on YouTube or Rumble, or you can listen anywhere you listen to podcasts. Send me a message, send me a fucking call, send me a carrier pigeon. I don't give a shit, dude. You can find me. It's real easy. If you go to rustydiamond.net, there's a zillion ways to fucking get a hold of me. So you can pick which one works for you. Or you can just listen. I don't care. But share it. Share it to someone. Because this is a good fucking episode. So, yeah, enjoy that. Enjoy this fucking episode. All right. So I guess that's the end. So you probably already enjoyed it. You're probably still listening. So thank you everybody again for being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. And that is the show, man. Boom!
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond motherfucker.